Hey everybody, welcome to the sixth video of module 4, and here I'm going to introduce you all to one of my favorite module of Numpy, that is random. I'm going to expose you all to this some of the functionality of this random through which you can create random numbers, that is rand and randint. And on top of that, what is the concept of seed value that is always associated with some kind of randomness that we are going to generate. So let's get started. Alright guys, now let me just create another text cell, and it's going to say that create arrays of random numbers. Again, there are multiple ways through which you can create random numbers, and the way that we can do this is a random module that is within Numpy. Okay, so within Numpy there is a module called as random. Within that random, there are some functionalities through which you can create this kind of random numbers. So the first thing that I'm going to show you over here is that how you can create array of random numbers that are always going to be in between 0 to 1. It's going to be done with the help of np.random.rand. This rand is going to help me create a bunch of random numbers of some kind of shape that I give as an input. Over here, just remember that in np.zeros and np.ones, I had to pass it in the format of a tuple, the shape that I want to get. Okay, but for here, when I talk about the random numbers.rand, it's not going to take it in the format of a tuple. You can just give it without the tuple also. It's going to work. How do I know this? It's because of the documentation that I know about. So for that, let me just go ahead and show to you the documentation. np.random.rand documentation. All right. Go to its documentation. This is my favorite thing to do, to be honest. Whenever I am confused as in why are we using this kind of functionality? What does it do? I go to its documentation and just look into it. Clearly, we can see that over here, random.rand, it's taking in some of D0, D1, some kind of dimension, right? It's a random values in a given shape. It's going to produce some random values with whatever shape that you give over here. Okay, you can just give as many inputs as you want. After that, you can see that it's going to create an array of the given shape and populate it with random samples from a uniform distribution over this range of 0 to 1. Where 0 is inclusive but 1 is not. That's something that you need to notice over here. Alright. So let's go ahead and try to create 2 cross 2 output over here. You can see it's a bunch of random numbers over here, right? It's a bunch of random numbers that we are getting over here. If I again rerun this, you will see that this kind of 0.93, 0.91, 0.28, 0.10 is going to change with some different numbers. That's the reason why we call it random numbers, right? Now see, you are having a bunch of random numbers again. Keep on doing this. I can let's say have only one dimensional output, or let's say what happens if I'm using 2 over here. It's going to give me a 1D output with only 2 elements inside it. Simple as that, right? So that's what we do with the help of random.rand method. Okay, so this is the first thing. How to create array of random numbers between 0 to 1. Okay, where 0 is what? Inclusive, and what is 1? It is exclusive, which basically means that the output will never give you the value of 1. It may occasionally show you the values of 0. It's fine, right? That's what it means. Now, another thing that you can do over here is to create the arrays of random integers. Let's say in between 2 limits. Okay, how can I do this? For this, I need to use random.randint. Okay, let's see what does it do basically. Let me just look into it. It's right below over here, right? You can see that it is going to return random integers from low to high, where low is inclusive and the high is exclusive. So if I'm asking it to get me the random values in between, let's say for example 0 to 10, it's going to give me the output of random numbers that are integers in between 0 to 9, because 10 will be exclusive. I can also give some type of a size in the format of a tuple, as you can see over here, right? So yes guys, let's just go ahead and try it over here. So np.random.randint, what am I going to do? I'm going to say what is the low value. Low value is 0. What is the high value? Let me just give it 11 so that it also counts 10. And then what is the size? Let me again give 2 cross 2. This is my favorite size to deal with the arrays. So yeah, let's see what happens if I'm going to run this. It's a 2 by 2 array, as we can clearly see. It's 5777. Let me just run it again. There will be some bunch of different numbers. 1617. Let me just rerun it. 7114. Let me just again rerun it. It's 10760. Let me just one more time, let's run it. It's 51065. Every time we are having some bunch of random numbers, right? So yes guys, that's how you can go ahead. There are a lot of different ways again when it comes to random numbers. If I show it to you over here, there are a bunch of different things over here. You can simply go and explore this at your own time if you are really willing to do that. Now one more thing that I'm interested into is this random.seed. So let's see what it's going to do. Reset the singleton random state instance. So what does that mean? If this is the type of thing that you are facing, you can literally go to ChatGPT and ask it what is the purpose of random.seed. It's going to tell you that this is what it means. But over here, because you are having me, you don't need to go to the ChatGPT. I'm going to explain it to you over here. Okay? It's not actually creating some kind of array, rather it's going to help you fix the type of randomness with the help of a seed value. So what does it mean? Fix an array with the same type of randomness. For example, let me just copy this code over here and paste it. Now, for example, if I run this code as it is, okay, you can see it's going to give me all the time some bunch of random numbers. Now, what if I want to, for example, generate the same type of output again and again? Obviously, all of these numbers will be random, but every time you're going to run it, either in my laptop or your laptop, always it's going to give you the same output. And that is what we call it fixing the same type of randomness with the help of this seed value. So we do np.random.seed. Simple. And give some kind of a value, okay? That let's say, for example, if I'm giving 1. So with respect to this 1, whatever is the randomness, that random numbers will start getting generated over here for me. You can see that it's 5895. If I run it again, it is again 5895. There are a bunch of random numbers, but it's just simply repeated, right? So that's the power of seed. Let's say if I want some different type of random numbers, I can change the seed value. For example, let me choose 42. If I run this, you can see the output is 6310.7. Now, if you want to repeat the 6310.7 every time, you can keep on running this with the seed value. It's always going to give you this output of 6310.7. So yes guys, that's again one of the important concept when it comes to random numbers. If you want to generate the same type of randomness everywhere, you use this np.random.seed. So yes guys, that's about how you can create different type of arrays of random numbers. Again, these are just two of the things that I have shown. You can simply go and explore the whole documentation of that np.random and see what bunch of things you can do over there. Alright guys, so that's the end of the video over here, and this is the last video with respect to Numpy, and I hope that this was fun understanding this random module over here. Now in the next video, we are going to start with matplotlib, and I'll see you over there.